All right, Dave Gulas here at Manifest, and I ran into Charlie Saffro, founder of CS Recruiting. Hey, Charlie.
Hey Dave, how's it going?
Going great. So we are talking about the vibe here at Manifest. So you're an industry veteran for a long time.
Yep.
What's the vibe like this year?
Wow, well, it's overwhelming in a really good way. I mean, so many people in this industry coming together and wanting to just share ideas, network. But I would say the vibe is optimistic, which I have not felt in several years. So business seems to be coming back, especially in the freight side of the industry. So much innovation. I'd say companies are really talking about hiring and opportunistic hiring, which again we haven't seen. We've seen a lot of hiring because of a backfill, hiring because of a vacancy, but now I'm starting to see that shift that we saw in like 21, 22, where it's like, what if we could bring in someone who could help us differentiate or expand or build something new? So that's really encouraging. I'm excited to hear sentiments like that.
Absolutely, right? And you mentioned freight. I'm sure we're all sick of hearing about the freight recession
Yes,
that
exactly.
we've been talking about for so
Exactly.
many years, right? So for companies, right, because the thing on everyone's mind always seems to be, how do I get and retain that top talent, right? And now in 2026, it seems like candidates have so many options,
Yeah.
and there's so much, AI has disrupted so much
Exactly.
of the market. What do companies really need to be mindful of when they're looking to get that top talent?
Such a good question, and I think that's very relevant. I've talked to a lot of companies here that, of course, larger organizations, they have talent acquisition teams. They have their in-house recruiters, and so there's this idea that that team is going to fill every job in an organization, and I wish them well, and I hope they can, especially with AI. It's like, oh, we get so many resumes, we wouldn't need to use a recruiter. But just this understanding of we are headhunters, and what we're doing is we're really strategically listening to our clients' needs. We're not just posting a job and praying and sending over a bunch of resumes. We are going out and truly handpicking people based on skills, based on service offering, based on that culture match. And we are soliciting them, evaluating them for specific needs. Where we add a lot of value is that niche, or that niche role that we can dive into our network. We can reconnect with candidates that have been part of our network and community for so many years, and really bring in experience that maybe wouldn't come in from an inbound resume. So AI is changing the game, but I don't think we're not there yet, and I don't think we'll ever be there that you don't need a human involved in the talent acquisition process, and that's exactly what we do. It's human to human, looking beyond titles and using judgment, using creativity, curiosity to really help a client find the right person. So lots of assumptions that it's just going to be easier, and if anything, it might be getting a little harder because it's so saturated, and AI is creating like mass applications, and companies are getting so many resumes for a posting, but none of them are good. So that's really where you need that human judgment.
Yeah, and so I'm going to personally vouch for you right here, because I bumped into a service provider that we use, and we didn't expect to see each other here, and they were saying, hey, your team, and we're a young company, for those that don't know, we're only 3 years old, and he was like, man, your team is like so on top of it, and I'm so impressed by you guys. He's like, how do you find these people? And I said, well, we actually use a recruiter.
Uh-huh.
And so you found us a couple rock star candidates very quickly when we were in need. And again, right, we've been through the whole posting on Indeed and trying to find the right person yourself. It's not worked.
Felt the pain.
Felt the pain. So just for people that think that, like you said, it's they can do it themselves, or they can just handle it in-house, and they kind of discount the value that a recruiter has with relationships.
Exactly.
I mean,
Appreciate the plug.
yeah, I
you
would just
nailed
say
it.
it's that important.
Exactly. And I think something else that's maybe misunderstood, and I started my career recruiting as an in-house recruiter, and knowing that I was representing one company, and every candidate that I communicated with, like I had maybe multiple opportunities for them, but in one organization. As a third-party recruiter, we have a portfolio of opportunities.
If your business is an e-commerce brand, this message is for you. Logistics can make or break you. If you're tired of being just a number to those big box 3PLs, you need to check out our team at Easy DC 3PL. We're a different kind of partner, built specifically for growing brands that ship between 1,000 and 10,000 orders per month. We offer warehousing, fulfillment, and transportation with a focus on personalized service and flexibility. Our central Kentucky location gives you nationwide reach, turning logistics into a competitive advantage. So if you're ready to partner with a 3PL that actually gets your brand, visit easydc3pl.com.
I'm not going to try and fit a square peg in a round hole. I think there's a lot of, I don't know if you've heard the term job hugging lately. That's what we're still seeing, where it's employed candidates that are miserable, for lack of another word. They want to make a move, but they're scared to put themselves out there because they recognize they have stability, they have benefits, they have a salary, and they're very hesitant to talk to an organization directly. Because if I send my resume in, who's going to say that person receiving it doesn't know my boss and they're not going to rat me out, or I'm not going to be caught talking to them. So I think that's where recruiters, and I'm not trying to make this all about our services, but you asked, that is where we can really add that level of confidentiality, and it's more of that neutral place where we want to know, what do you do? What do you want to do? We're not just going to push you into the one role we have open. We're really going to help you identify what's in the market and match make you. And that's where I use the word headhunting. We're truly going out and hunting heads for a specific role that will be a fit.
Okay, love that. All right, and then we also, you mentioned AI, and I'm actually, I did a post about this, and I have another one from a separate experience coming out, but it's all about, I dealt with a company that slashed jobs and implemented AI, and it failed miserably. And I was so frustrated, and I just spent the extra money to just be done with the situation, even though I shouldn't have had to.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so talk about, particularly from the larger company perspective, where people just think AI is the answer and it's so easy to plug and play and you can just slash jobs and everything will work, and that's not the case.
No, it's not the case. I mean, you still need human judgments, you still need human prompts, but I think there is a lot of hype, and at this event, I mean, it's incredible how many vendors are here, and partners for shippers, for 3PLs, for asset providers. But it's overwhelming, and trying to sift through the noise and figure out what does our tech stack look like. And there's so many new solutions out there, and I don't think a lot of people understand what's available. And people know what their pain points are, but again, it's kind of that it's not one size fits all. So I think when it comes to AI, the theme that I'm hearing a lot is it is not to replace humans, it is to make humans more efficient and to free up human time to be more human. I just use the word human a lot, but you get it. It's I want you to be able to do more, avoid some of these repetitive tasks, the administrative tasks, so you can be on the phone with your customers, so you can be building relationships, solving problems, instead of being bogged down, checking boxes in your system, uploading files. I think there's a very, very clear need for it, and so many opportunities where we can create efficiencies, but it's not to just eliminate humans. It's to support humans and supplement the work we do and kind of layer on and make us better, faster, stronger than we could be without it.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we're wrapping up here at Manifest. This is day 3. So I found probably the biggest value is just literally the people I've met and the conversations we've had that you really can't have anywhere else. Over dinner, seeing people at their booth, and just getting into deeper conversations.
Sure.
So, I mean, what you've been here, same thing, past 3 days. What's your biggest takeaway from this year's show?
I think exactly that. It's one, I love how there are a lot of competitors here, but it's friendly. They come together, they're sharing what's worked for them, what hasn't worked, and just it truly is like a community. But it's one place where everyone can shake hands, and I think, how I've spent my time connecting with a lot of people that I've talked to over the phone for so many years, looking them in the eye, shaking their hand, having just an in-person conversation. And then, if we move back to Zoom calls or phone calls at this point, just building that rapport, that level of trust, being able to do it over 3 days at a very, very high volume it's a gift. It's exhausting, but it's we come in, we hustle, and then we know, who's in our network, and we've had a chance to interact with them.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so Charlie, if people are seeing this, they want to learn more about your company and what you do. How can they get in touch?
Yeah, LinkedIn is probably the easiest way to find us. So whether you are hiring and looking for talent, or if you're a job seeker, passive or active, looking for an opportunity, reach out to me on LinkedIn or follow our company, CS Recruiting. Reach out to our team. We'd love to connect with you.
Okay, thanks so much, Charlie.
Thanks, Dave.